everybody, this is your girl Tiffany coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to come to you guys and just talk to you about my MAC foundation collection that I have and just kind of review on all of them. So the ones that I have so far are, the first up is the MAC Studio Sculpt foundation. This will give you a full coverage, but it is a dewy finish. This is more recommended for girls with like dry skin because it'll give you like a dewy, healthy, fresh look. However, I have oily skin, but I love the finish that this gives me. It gives me like, I just make sure that I prime my face really good and put like a lot of mattifiers and stuff on. And I know that the more oil control stuff you put on, the more oil your skin will produce. But however, all I use is MAC's oil control cream, and I put a mattifying cream on my nose, and then I put this foundation on, because that's the main part that I really care about shining is my nose. That's the really part that bothers me. Like the rest of it I can pretty much deal with, but my nose, I really hate how like it'll start shining. So I just put more focus for oil control on my nose. Now the Studio Sculpt, when I wear it, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous finish. It gives me a nice, healthy, dewy finish, full coverage, and my skin just looks gorgeous. And I fell in love with this. I actually only tried a sample of it first, and then I got the actual product because I love the sample so much. Like I was scraping that little jar. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get it because I just loved it so much. So this is the Studio Sculpt, and then my shade is NW50. So what I set this with, I always make sure that I set it with the powder because of the dewy finish. And what I set it with is another foundation. Is MAC Studio Fix, and this is a compact powder foundation, and it looks like this. And how I set it, I put the Studio Sculpt on, and then I take like a big fluffy kabuki brush and tap it into this powder and dust it all over my face. So these two combined together gives me a nice oil controlled dewy look. So my face doesn't look greasy, it just looks healthy and dewy. So this by itself, let me talk about it. This is the partner to the Studio Fix Fluid. This is a full coverage powder form of the Studio Fix Fluid. So it's full coverage, it's powder, comes with the sponge at the bottom, like this. And my shade in this one is NW58. So if you are like NW55 in the Studio Fix, I think the 55, me personally, is too light for me. So I'll get the Studio Fix NW58. Because in the powder it's kind of too light, but however in the liquid it's like perfect. So go figure. But I love to set my foundation with this, and this alone for me personally doesn't give me as much coverage as I like. It doesn't really give me that really made up look like I like. But on days where I really don't want that look, I'm just going somewhere like really quick, I don't want to do like waste of application of foundation, I'll just dust this over my face lightly, and my face looks really natural, really just matte, and I wouldn't even say full coverage because I don't really pile it on enough for full coverage. But this is a good powder. So next up is Studio Fix Fluid. So this was the first and only foundation that I had from MAC at first, and I fell in love with this. This is before I became a foundation junkie. But I was in love with this. I love the coverage that I get from this. It's a matte finish. It's full coverage. A little bit of this goes a long way. And like I said, this is actually MAC's first foundation. Like the Studio Fix was the MAC's first line. So anything like Studio Fix, Studio whatever, that's like the beginnings of MAC. So my shade in this is NW50. It looks like this, and I've had this for the longest, but I didn't have the pump to it. But now I got the pump in it. Actually helps me save a lot of products. I don't have to pour as much out as I was before. So, and I like to keep the little cap on it so it doesn't look all messy. But I really like the pump. So it's a one-time buy. It was only $9. Because once I run out of foundation, I can just take this out and put it into my next bottle. So, but I'm pretty sure I'll have this for a long time. This is actually a new bottle. But I've been trying so many of my other foundations that I haven't even put it in it yet. But so this one is really good for oil control, the girls that like full coverage. It'll cover like any dark spots that you have, and it'll give you a matte finish. Oh, let me tell you the prices. So Studio Sculpt is $31. Studio Fix Powder is $27. Studio Fix Fluid is $27, and $9 for the pump. Definitely get the pump. So the next foundation that I'm going to talk about is MAC's Face and Body Foundation. Now, I've literally had this for years. The large containers, the large bottles only are sold at the MAC store. They usually come in like the 1 fluid ounce bottles at the counters, at the Macy's counters. But I got mine from the store years ago. And this is for, I got this in, I know a few of you probably already saw like my review years ago when I first got it over the summer. I don't even know if it was years. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, it's been like a year, I'll say, maybe 2. But I have put it in this. It's literally, it's like right here now. But this is a very, very sheer. I got this in the mind of a tinted moisturizer for the summer, and it is exactly that. This is not a full coverage. This is for the lightest possible application of foundation that you could possibly get. It goes like how I like to apply it. I like to pour it in my hand and kind of rub it together a little bit to make it a little tacky. And then I pat it into my skin. So then if I want more coverage from it, I'll set it with the Studio Fix powder. Or I'll just use like a regular face powder or a blot powder and just blot my skin just so my skin won't look like shiny or oily. But if you want like a really sheer application of foundation, I would definitely go for this. This is a perfect foundation for like the summertime. So the foundation, the Face and Body Foundation is definitely really good for the summertime. So next up is another compact foundation, and that is the Studio Tech Foundation. Now I bought this originally when I first got the Face and Body. I bought these two together, and I really like the Studio Tech. I did find that if I didn't set it with a powder really good, that it will have me looking oily, because mainly this is for really like dry skin, but I like how it feels on my skin for some reason. I love how it feels when I put it on. It feels like a cooling sensation, like it's really nice. So that's what made me fall in love with this, and it feels very sheer on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all, especially by it being a cream base, and it's not a cream to powder. Don't get it twisted. It's not a cream to powder. But I really love how it feels on my skin, so I fell in love with it because of that reason. This foundation and the Studio Sculpt foundation is very popular with older women. The Studio Sculpt, when I put this on my older clients, I personally, I love how the Studio Sculpt looks on my older clients. It just makes their skin just look gorgeous and healthy and just moist and just gorgeous. Okay, so but this and the Studio Tech is very popular with older clients because it comes, I don't know if it's because of how the finish is or because of how it's easy to apply, but it comes with a little sponge. My sponge is dirty, of course, and you just take it, rub it in, and just apply it all over your face. But it feels so good on the skin. And my shade in this is NW55. Oh, and the price of the Face and Body in the 4 ounce is $31, I believe, either $31 or $34. But the one that they sell at the MAC counters, which is the regular size, because this is the pro size, the regular size is only $27, and that's a one fluid ounce. So then this one, the Studio Tech, is $31. I found that when I was using this over the summertime that year, that I went through the Studio Tech pretty quickly because you have to kind of build coverage with this one. But now that I have learned how to work with it better, I don't need as much. I just kind of rub like maybe twice into the actual compact, and I've covered my whole face. So what I set this with is the Studio Fix powder, or I'll set it with a regular black powder, but I like to set it with the Studio Fix powder. Now, a lot of people feel, a lot of artists feel that the Studio Fix on top of the Studio Fix powder on top of the Studio Fix fluid and on top of the Studio Tech is a really, really heavy coverage. Because it's like a foundation on top of a foundation, because they say that this and this are basically the same thing. One is liquid and one is powder. However, with me having both of them, I don't think that this powder gives me the coverage that this gives me. But then again, I like a really flawless face look. So somebody who doesn't really like that look, maybe this is enough for them, but not me. So I like to set this with the Studio Fix powder. Okay, so the next one that I am going to talk about, and I saved the best for last because this is my fave, and it's what I'm wearing today, and it is my Matchmaster Foundation, and my shade in this one is 9.0. When I tell y'all I love this foundation, now mind you, Studio Fix has been my baby for the longest. This will always be my baby. I will always love this. I will always hold this dear to my heart because it was my very first foundation I ever bought from MAC. But this, Matchmaster, baby, this is my baby right here. This, I want to carry this foundation around with me in my purse all day. Is that serious? Yes. So I have it on now. I've had this on for, what time did I have to go to work? I've had this on about since 10 o'clock this morning. It is now about 7:30ish, maybe 8. Banging, okay? Banging. So what I do is, I love the fact that it comes with a pump. I love the fact that you get more of this foundation than you do with any of the other ones, like the Prolong Wear, the Fix Fluid, the Studio Sculpt, the regular bottle of the Face and Body. This one has 1.2 fluid ounces. So this one is $34. But look at what you're getting. More products, a pump already with it, like the Prolong Wear. And then a good thing about this one goes from a point system. It goes from 1 up to 10, 10 being the darkest. And the color matching on this foundation is just out. It's just amazing. I love this foundation. It matches your skin perfectly. It's so easy to find the shades of the foundations for my clients when I'm at work, because it's just so easy. Like, and then once you put it in, it like just blends into the skin and it just soaks up the whatever, and it just looks like skin. It does have a matte finish. It's a medium coverage, so it's perfect for an everyday foundation when you don't want that full coverage look every single day. So like I said, it's a medium coverage. I love how it covers because I don't have to add concealer. It's not a full coverage like the Fix Fluid. I did find that the Fix Fluid is heavier than this one, but this one for everyday foundation is just bomb. Bomb. Nothing else that I have I will compare this to. This is really good for oil control compared to the other ones that I just showed you. This one is the best for oil control. I would definitely recommend this one to my oily skin girls. The thing that I can say about this one, you have to work kind of fast with it because it sets very quickly. And it sets to a matte finish. But at the same time, it doesn't keep you like a flat matte. It doesn't give you that dead dry look. It gives you like a healthy, glowy, luminous, kind of, not luminous, but it is kind of luminous because you don't look shiny or shimmery, but you look just glowy and healthy. So I love how this is on the skin. It has SPF of 15 and it broad spectrum SPF 15. I mean, it's just, I mean, how else can I rave on about this? Really? So yeah, this one is $34. I really, really love this one. This is my fave, my go-to. And I just got this a little while ago, and Yeah, I put it in it already. That's how much I've been wearing it. I've been grabbing this one as opposed to all of my other foundations. And you guys know I'm the drugstore queen. I love me some drugstore makeup. I love me some drugstore foundation. $10 for a foundation, give it to me. So for me to grab this one, even when I'm not working, over all of them, that says something. So I really like that. And I think that's all for my MAC foundation review. I hope that I gave you guys a good description of all the foundations that I have. If you guys have any favorite MAC foundations that you want to tell me about, please comment below. Thanks for watching.